What up, boys? It's Gaz, and welcome to the Warframe video. So today we're going over another weapon revisit. I never actually had a video on this weapon initially, but it is a weapon I used to use all the time back in the day, and that's going to be the Arca Plasmor. But before we get into this weapon review and build video, make sure you check out the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Gaz_TTV, and please make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel for daily Warframe video uploads. And then it's not just some gameplay upload. It's going to be an actual, specifically made for YouTube video I'm uploading every day. So, definitely worth subbing if you're looking for lots of Warframe content. So, alright, let's get into it. That's enough of the chit-chat. Arca Plasmor. Let's take a look at it in 2020. So, the Arca Plasmor is actually one of the coolest guns in the game, I'd say. But unfortunately, it's not one of the best guns in the game. At least nowadays. So, going over this, we have a shotgun that fires a big projectile that covers up an entire hallway pretty much. Unfortunately, it's got limited range. It completely the projectile disappears within 30 meters, and you're hitting basically no damage after 20 meters. Let's go over these stats really quick. 22% crit chance, 1.6 critical multiplier. Keep in mind that the crit chance mods for shotguns are very weak. So you're not going to be getting too much crit chance out of this thing. About 40-ish%, I think, with Blunderbuss. And then you could also use... Actually, Laser Sight is pretty good on this weapon. At least compared to Blunderbuss. So you might actually want to run Laser Sight. That'll get you around 45-ish% crit chance. 1.6 multiplier. Pretty low crit multiplier. And shotguns do have the Primed Ravage mod. This gets you about 3x multiplier. I think it might be 3.2 if you max out your Primed Ravage. So these first three sets we're looking at right now, not too great, to be honest. Very limited range. We've got 1.1 fire rate. I think that's actually the lowest fire rate of any shotgun in the game. 10 magazine. This thing fires so slow, so 10 magazine's kind of fine. And then we've got 2.8 reload. Extremely long reload time. So, yeah, every stat we've gone over so far has pretty much been bad. Just point that out. And then we've got 28% stash chance. Pretty good, I guess. Because this thing isn't a purely elemental weapon with radiation damage, 600 radiation damage, really high damage per shot, but really bad crit stats and really slow fire rate and reload. So, yeah, we're actually going to be modding this thing to have elementals on it, because it already has elementals on us. Another thing to keep in mind, I'm going to pause these guys to start off with. When you hit an enemy with this projectile, it's actually going to, as long as they're within 15 meters, it will give them a guaranteed impact proc. So, we have a Corrosive build, I believe, equipped right now. So, yeah, level 50 enemies, not getting one shot. They sometimes will get one shot, but another thing to keep in mind with this weapon, it has no headshot multiplier. So the damage of a headshot and a body shot is the exact same. So, that's something they actually nerfed a long time ago. This thing used to have a headshot multiplier when it first came out, but they actually said it was too OP with Harrow. Harrow's fourth ability, which gives you increased critical chance on headshots, so they nerfed it. So, yeah, that now in 2020, it definitely has gotten power creep really hard, and this weapon test was very depressing to do. Let me just tell you that. So, here's the first build I'm going to show you. I do actually have another build I'm going to show as well. This is a Corrosive and Heat crit build, and like I said, Blunderbuss is actually a pretty weak mod. Oh, another thing to keep in mind too, this weapon has really low Riven disposition. This is a double crit Riven with a negative stat, which gives me higher positive stats. Plus recoil is technically a negative on here. So if we put on a double crit Riven, we actually get less crit chance than than Blunderbuss. So if I put this on here, I lose 3% crit chance and get a little bit higher crit multiplier. So the Rivens are really low stat too. So honestly, I think this thing could definitely use a buff in 2020. It's a really cool sounding weapon. It definitely is a favorite of many people. And like I said, I do have not a fully maxed out Ravage or Prime Point Blank here, just because I've never really bothered with that. But it's not gonna really change much, honestly. This thing hardly crits at all in the first place. So what we're running here on this build is a Corrosive Heat build, good against armored enemies to a certain extent. It's also got radiation innately, so it's good against the other types of armor that are not weak to corrosive. Additionally, we've got Fatal Acceleration. This is going to make it so the projectile actually goes further. So if we take that off, let's see if we can just take that off really quick. it's going to be 10 meters. It's where damage fall off starts, and 20 where damage fall off is basically at its maximum removal of your damage. If you put that on there, it's going to go up a little bit, and it'll also make the projectile move faster, which is kind of helpful in certain situations. Another thing, since this thing has such a long reload, almost 3-second reload, on the second build I'm going to show you, we've actually got more of a shot spamming build. We're not going into crit at all on the setup, and we're actually using lock and load in the Exilus slot. That's going to make it so when we are attacking with other weapons, let's just quickly show the build right here. So it's going to be viral and heat. So that 3-second reload is just it's too annoying. So let's unpause these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire off some shots. We actually have some fire in here just to spam shots faster. And now, of course, this does less damage. But as it's like low, see it's low magazine now. Now I can swing my melee around. While I'm attacking with my melee, my gun is reloading. So we don't need to worry about that 3-second reload. As we just we basically reload by using our other weapons, and it should be full. It's almost full. It is definitely not perfect with this thing. It's only 2 shots per second, but still, it's long. It's faster. I feel like it's actually more useful than just like sitting around and waiting. So, if you want to put Fatal Acceleration on the Corrosive, or if you want to put Lock and Load in the Corrosive build as well, I wouldn't blame you. But then again, it's so darn annoying to have to have the damage fall off start so early. So, unfortunately, Lock and Load and Fatal Acceleration are not the same polarity, and they're both really good considerations on this build. And like I said, Laser Sight is also a mod you can use on here. On headshot, 120% increased critical chance while aiming for 9 seconds. So you do have to be aiming to have this one work, and you have to get a headshot. But like I said, like the thing that they nerfed in this weapon, it actually is pretty easy to get headshots with this weapon. So, yeah, and you also notice we're fighting level 100. We're fighting level 50s right now, guys. You don't want to see level 175. Let me tell you, it's not pretty. Let's bump up to level 100. Alright, that's why I didn't show at level 100 to start off with. We might be able to kill one gunner an entire magazine. We killed one gunner. Alright. Let's get that 3-second reload in 2020. Alright, well, I could just, you know, like, kill them with my melee. My unoptimized Zaw that has infinite ammo doesn't have a 3-second reload. By the way, these enemies are weak to this elemental combination I have equipped. And they're getting lots of impact procs, at least. So, yeah, I mean, it does respond pretty well to outside buffs. So I'm going to make them take double damage from Nova here. And it only took 4 shots. This is not with the ribbon, to be fair. But like I said, the ribbon stats are so low. And they never really buff the ribbons. So, it's quite a conundrum we have here. Why is this thing such trash? I just think DE has a vendetta against this weapon. So let's do the same build with my ribbon mod. So we're going to go to 4.1 multiplier, and we're actually running Corrosive and Heat. The viral one, it's like, eh. Now, also, like, yeah, these guys are armored, so we can spawn like an unarmored enemy in here, I guess. It's fine against unarmored, but then again, like, every weapon's good against unarmored. So let's get like a, let's get some Corpus Tex or something like that. Get a couple of those guys. 5 of them, level 100. We could do, let's do one level 175, just to get a feel for how that's going to look. I'm also going to spawn one Eximus armored enemy after this is all said and done. And, yeah, so Corrosive not great against attacks, so to be fair, I probably should be running like a viral build or a pure rad build or something like that against these guys. Rad Toxin is actually pretty decent. So this is with a crit chance, crit damage ribbon. At least he's getting stunned. It's a stun gun. There you go. You're under arrest. The internet police are coming after you. Alright, give me that 3-second reload. Alright, they're gonna kill him before I can even kill him, dude. Like, dang. Okay, so you can kind of get the general gist of what's happening here. Even with the Corrosive build, even the unarmored guy is honestly taking a couple shots. So now let's just get really, really sad about this gun, and we'll spawn let's spawn a Gunner Eximus. Just one. We're not going to even be able to kill it, so we're only just going to spawn one. That is going to be an Arson Eximus. Okay, well maybe we actually can kill it in like 2 magazines. Alright, so yeah, there's this weapon, or you could use... There's also the Ketchmoon Primary. Not the greatest gun in the game, but definitely I'd say a little bit better than this one. We actually have a video of that on the channel. So that's going to be the Lil Stinker. And keep in mind, the secondary version of this is still really good. Now, I have basically the exact same build on here. Although I'm not running Blunderbuss, I'm running a multi-shot, crit chance, and minus puncture ribbon. So pretty similar situation here. But no Exilus mod, to be fair. I could be running Vigilante supplies to get increased crits, but, you know, I don't think it's going to make too big of a difference. Now, to be fair, this thing does not have a headshot multiplier either. And, you know, this is actually looking pretty bad, too, to be honest. Also, this thing can run Pax Arcane, so you don't need to have that 3-second reload all the time. And just to compare the two weapons, this has a third of the base damage of the Arca Plasmor, but higher stats in other departments. So we've got higher crit chance, higher crit multiplier, double the damage fall off. Like, look at that. It starts at 20 meters for the Ketchmoon Primary. Triple the fire rate with this setup, and then it has less dash chance. So it's also got innate heat instead of radiation. So let's get into a mission gameplay real quick here. We can quit. Don't worry, the video will be over soon, so we can stop being so sad about the Plasmor. I am losing some fat plat right now by not reading these Warframe market messages, but that's okay. So, yeah, getting into here, we will actually see some examples of some additional downfalls of this weapon in this mission. Additionally, keep in mind, this thing actually dissolves dead bodies. So, and like it's not like a visual thing like just with like Nova's 4. The enemy bodies literally get disintegrated when you use this gun. So if you are like trying to use the Arca Plasmor while looting with Necros, don't do it, because the bodies disappear and Necros cannot give you extra loot because the bodies are literally gone. So that's another thing that's a little bit annoying about this. It can potentially be fun in some, like if you put like a silencer on this weapon with like silent battery, and you are like running around with Ivara, that could be kind of funny, just to be like a stealth shotgun person. But like honestly, I'd say don't even bother with this thing. You know what sounds better than that? A stealth flamethrower, like the Ignis Wraith. I'd run the Ignis Wraith over this thing any day. Also, we are running against the Infested, so you'll be able to see some one-shots for sure. The Infested are pretty easy. But yeah, I actually found this out today. Now that they've added matchmaking for the Auric Derelict, you can actually get Kuva Siphon and Kuva Flood missions in the Auric Derelict. And they don't seem to be bugged out yet. Like sometimes on the newer planets, like the Siphons can get bugged out sometimes. Auric Derelict seems like it's not bugged out at all, so that's nice. So yeah, here, let's go over this. Would I recommend this to you? No, I really wouldn't. I'd say go for the Ketchmoon secondary, not even the primary, if you want a gun like this that like has good enemy punch through, is like a wide conal blast, and does not have a headshot multiplier. Like honestly, I think they should unnerf the no headshot multiplier on the Arca Plasmor, or just buff the ribbons really heavily. I mean, whatever comes first. It needs a buff. It does not hold up. There's also the Fulman. The Fulman just definitely blows this thing out of the water. And it doesn't really help that the shotgun crit mods aren't super phenomenal. Blunderbuss, definitely, we could use a prime Blunderbuss at this point. And like I even said, on the secondary build when I didn't go into crit at all, it still honestly didn't feel too amazing. So, yeah, it was probably the most depressing weapon test I've done in a while. Also, sometimes when you're shooting a Shield Lancer like this, it won't punch through. So if you want to kill a Shield Lancer with this weapon, you actually have to either mod it for punch through, shoot the Shield Lancer not in his shield, or shoot an enemy in front of the Shield Lancer, and then the punch through will like bug out and then kill the shield. It's really odd. But yeah, I'd say definitely unnerf this thing. If you're listening, please unnerf the Arca Plasmor. I think the community would really appreciate it. It's not OP anymore. Like, trust me, there's like 100 better, not 100, there's like 10 better AoE guns at least. And the shotgun mods are really holding it back too. So that's basically going to be it for the video, guys. I know it was a little bit negative. I wasn't like screaming because it's like 1 AM right now. And the air conditioning finally turned off, so I could actually record a video without it having really loud sound effects in the background, because trust me, I don't want to have those in the background, but like in the new location I'm in, my roommates turn on the air conditioning, and it's like I'm going to turn it off just to like ruin their night. So I'm recording when I can. Hopefully there's no background noise. If there is, please understand that I'm trying not to have it there. But yeah, daily Warframe video uploads on the channel. I hope that you found it helpful. Definitely do not... I bought this... Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this. I got this ribbon for 15 plat. Like, this guy just did not want an Arca Plasmor ribbon at all. He's like, get this crap out of my inventory. And I don't blame him. Like, having a double crit with a negative ribbon and only getting 41%... Actually, no, getting 38% crit chance with the stat distribution I got is complete baloney. Like, the ribbons are way too weak, and the weapon itself is just... It got over-nerfed back in the day. Like, back in the day, this was like... It was actually a good weapon. And to be fair, it might still be kind of good with Harrow, but like, dude, you know what's also good with Harrow? Every freaking weapon in the game, okay? So, yeah. I'll talk to you guys next time. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace, guys.